What's going on, Spittin Chiclets fans? Biz here, and thanks for tuning in to another interview as part of the ECHL Player Relief Fund interview series. And this one is brought to you by our good friends at Budweiser Canada. That's right, Budweiser Canada knows we're all part of one team fighting the same opponent right now. And they have stepped up to donate $10,000 to the ECHL Player Relief Fund. So keep drinking Budweiser responsibly and supporting restaurants, bars, and liquor stores who carry out through takeout and delivery options. We know times are not easy right now, so we're trying to give you guys as much content as we can. So we hope you enjoy this interview. Please stay safe, and once again, thank you to Budweiser Canada.
Very, very pleased and honored to be sitting in Boston today. We got all of us together, getting some interviews down, and we got a good friend of mine right now in here. Josh Hennessy, born and raised in the Boston area, born in Plymouth, raised there, then moves to Rockland before starring at Milton Academy, going on to play in the Quebec Major Junior League, and I'll have everyone know, picked 2 spots ahead of Patrice Bergeron
Whoops.
in the 2003 draft. The whoops! And also, before we get to Josh, we have to mention that because of Tim Stapleton, or because of Josh, I know Tim Stapleton. So Josh basically brought him into the world.
MVP.
For all
Everybody, you're welcome.
For all of our fans. So Josh Hennessy, thanks a lot for coming in, bud.
It's about time, Whit, to be honest with you.
Well, we were at a bachelor party a couple summers ago, and I said, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to keep growing and building, and then we'll get you in here. So it worked out good.
You had to wait until you guys were so big that people would listen to anything.
That's basically what it was. It was like, I can't have my friends on until we have listeners that will just listen no matter what.
Can't have your friends. You had, like, people know Foles. Like BY's now coming in case I suck, so you guys have something to put on.
I could see why you'd be offended.
I know.
By that.
I'm low on the list.
But if you introduce Tim Stapleton, you already have the Spittin Chiclets mob slobbing your knob. So
yeah, they know.
Was that a little bit of a wordplay there?
Didn't know it.
No, that sounded phenomenal. It's more that the fans are thinking, oh my God, without this guy that we're about to hear, we would never have Stapes.
So already you're at a 7 and you haven't even told the joke yet, so you better get cracking, fella.
Which is nice. No pressure.
You got the assist on the MVP.
So kids that, I was telling you guys, it's a huge compliment to you guys, kids that have never played hockey listen to you guys and keep hearing Whit bring up my name, apparently. And they're like, when are you going on? When are you going on? And I'm like, I don't know, like in between McDavid and when they bring Gordie Howe back from the dead. God bless.
Yeah, people are asking you, like, I don't know, I'm holding out for summer of 2025.
I just said I was negotiating my terms.
Exactly.
Thank you for finally having me on.
We appreciate it. Now, I want to let everyone know, Josh Hennessy, while being one of the worst hockey players you'd ever see when he was 9 years old, just a horrific defenseman on the Plymouth Might C team. Basically the worst player in the town.
You are, if you're the 6th D-man on Might C's, your second year of Mites, you are the worst player that pays to play hockey in your town.
Because everyone has to be on a team. So you're on the worst team,
they
worst
can't
spot.
cut you. Yeah. I was the worst player. Like, I specifically remember, like moments where the puck was coming, like trickling at me at the blue line, like keep it in, and I just couldn't. And then,
something changed, because as much as I chirp him, this guy at 13, 14, 15, just an incredible player. And I want to know basically what happened in going to the Quebec League. We've talked about this before, but I think it's interesting for everyone when back then there weren't a lot of kids from Massachusetts who went to play Major Junior, and you had every college in the country offering you scholarships.
Yeah, it was stupid. Yeah.
So why the hell did you do it? You got paid
money.
Hey, we've gotten in trouble recently for talking about that and joking about that.
Well, London got in trouble. We didn't.
About guys getting paid?
Yes.
Yeah. To play junior?
Yeah, very prevalent.
This made it a running gag, and people took it way too fucking serious.
Yeah.
All right, without getting too sidetracked here, you lose your NCAA eligibility when you go there, right?
Right.
Yes.
Because they consider it professional hockey. So why should you not be able to make more money?
I've always argued. They say that some teams can't, and that other teams can take advantage of the situation. Quebec Remparts were a team who could, though.
Oh, well, time out. I do believe in the Quebec League, of all the major junior leagues, was allowed at the time, and they still may even be allowed to, is pay more to the players, correct?
I have no idea. On paper, I was making $35 a week, whatever the 16-year-old makes. Made a little bit more than that.
But there was a wire transfer to the...
They were paying my dad as a scout.
Oh, wow, that's
my dad was scouting. My dad was scouting like prep school, like the New England area.
They paid your dad to be a scout. He didn't watch one game.
My dad, my first year was at 32 of our 40 home games in Quebec.
No way.
Yeah.
He would go up there, huh?
an
Was it
animal.
hard for you when you went away?
The first, like, until Christmas, my first year was, like, sad. You know, you're
You
home.
speak French, though, don't you?
I do.
That's always a nice thing. to
You
have
learned that when you were in
look like
Quebec,
do.
right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So he went to Quebec and he took in the full experience to learn the language. And
He's
you're,
real smart. Don't let him fool
well,
you.
I would
Did
imagine.
you
He
hate
learned-
school?
smart.
You didn't want to go to college? Like, I mean, this thing, there's
No, not at all. I liked school. Liked school. I didn't hate it. I was a normal.
You like certain certain
It's okay to
aspects.
say you like
Yeah.
school.
I wasn't a bookworm, but I did all right in school. That had nothing to do with it. Like, our boy Keith didn't really have a choice but going to Moncton. But, like, I would have passed Clearinghouse if that's what
Yeah,
you're
you would have
asking.
gotten into
I would have gotten
college.
accepted to college if that's what you were asking. No, I was honestly, it was like, at the time I was a man child. I was full grown. Like,
Same beard you have now.
same beard. I shaved less then, and I would say my last year at Milne Academy, I was probably 5'11", like 180. I was a freshman.
You were Adam Levine before Adam Levine.
Yeah,
Does look like Adam Levine.
way
Wow,
before.
huh? Good call.
I'll give you
man.
that. That's a hell of a call.
Probably a better musician.
It's better than rap.
So we just had the 6 women that listen to our podcast. Vaginas explode with moisture.
That's like
They're-
a bad
they're-
hustle. That's a bad hustler letter, right?
They're like they're like in their cars, but it's like a fish tank, and they're like at the window.
Oh
right,
my
sorry.
god.
Anyway.
Oh, you played with Radulov up there.
Okay, yes. so
Radu's my boy.
Oh God. Okay, let's get cooking here.
He
Put a log on the fire.
All right, answer your question real quick. I always thought I was going to go to college. Teams started offering, I don't know what you want to call it, incentive under the table, so, like not the $35 a week that we're supposed to be
Stuff
making.
that's not in the brochure.
Right. It was thought I was going to Halifax, and then they kind of like the Moosehead guys kind of like balked out at the last second, and then Quebec came in and was like, "We'll do this." Quick story: I hid in the car at the Quebec League draft because they didn't think I was coming. So I told everybody else I wasn't going to the Quebec League, so I had to hide in the car till the second round started.
What do you mean hide in the car?
I was in a minivan in the parking lot with my parents, like
At
so
the
no
physical
other
draft?
team would see me and pick me in the first round because they wanted
Holy
to use their
shit.
first round picks and then only have to use a second on me.
So you just hid in the back of the
I was in the
old
parking lot,
minivan.
yeah,
The kid getting kidnapped. He looks like Adam.
Where was
Levine.
the draft?
in Montreal.
Oh my
That's
god!
insane.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
So you were already going then. So you would
I
have
had signed the deal.
He was actually
Okay.
he was actually getting a blowjob from a stripper. He just says he was hiding in the. That's a joke.
No, I wasn't.
I swear, I was with my parents.
I mean, chez Paris, man. I mean, what do you?
Wait, so all
We
right,
fell in
so
love.
so there's a chance that still somebody could have taken a risk though. Hey, I think this kid will come up.
Yeah, so I think Quebec basically was betting that nobody was going to waste a first
Yes.
rounder not knowing.
Who'd they take in the first round that year? Some scrub.
Jean-Michel Bolduc and Jeff McCauley. Good kids.
Good guys.
Average players.
Good guys, not
Yeah.
not the best of
Steve-
players
yeah.
for first round picks.
Steve Bernier went first overall to
They had
Moncton.
nice personalities.
Yeah, they were good kids. No, they were good. I mean, it's tough. I wasn't good either. It's a hard business.
Well, I'll say this: you played 4 years in the Quebec League. So after you were drafted, you played 2 more full seasons or 1.
2 after I was drafted.
So one of
which is
those
typical unless you're a stud.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
So
I didn't play overage. I played.
Our draft year, we went to the top prospects game together. That was the first time I'd ever
you guys played in that.
heard or seen of Josh Hennessy.
Yeah.
And so obviously he was joking around about you playing defense as a kid. You were a forward, correct?
Yes, business.
Yeah. I was like,
He was a
I don't
game
remember
breaker.
I don't remember this guy being a defenseman, so I was right. And my memory was that you were a very skilled little forward. Played both ends of the ice very well.
Yep. One better than both average. I don't know, but 2 things. I only remember 2 things about that game. You fighting for enough. Prospects game. I was a late addition, so I was like somebody got hurt and they called me at like midnight the night before the
That's how
game.
I got in the Olympics. Same thing. You just
Exact same thing.
No one
You got
knows
in the
though unless
Olympics.
you tell
But
them.
one was the top prospects, and the other was the Olympics.
Exactly. Once I was the 61st prospect, and you were in the Olympics. That's
That was he was just trying to pump his own tires there.
yeah, I know. We know
Like,
you played in
fuck
the
you, Whit.
we know you played in the fucking Olympics, man. You gave me one of your jackets.
No, we traded your old Remparts leather jacket.
Yeah, exactly. the varsity jacket.
Jersey swap?
No, two things. You fought for enough at the prospects game. Is one of the only things I can remember. And then I also remember that I showed up like late at night because I was like, and Nathan Horton was my roommate. And they had like gift packages on the beds that they left for the guys. And it was like the varsity jackets with like the fucking cream leather.
Yeah,
like,
oh yeah, they were
sleeves,
nice.
Like CHL Tower prospects. And then they gave everybody headphones, like a nice set of headphones they left. But like mine weren't there. And Horton's like listening to his. And I can tell they're like brand new. And I'm like, hey, like, I got my jacket. Like, where are the headphones? And so he's like, oh, I didn't think anybody was coming. I thought I was alone, so I gave him my buddy. He's like, I'll get him back. He's like, I'll get him back for you. I'm like, all right, nice.
Yes.
At the time, like, you don't even, so then like, I don't get him back. So
Horton beats him up in the game.
yeah, Horton, ends up being good at hockey and having a long career. And then I get called up 10 years later in Boston. I see him in the locker room. And I'm like, motherfucker owes me head.
Did you bring it up?
Yeah, I'm like, hey, he's like the nicest guy too. I'm just looking at him like, I'm like, can I get my fucking headphones back?
Let me have some beats.
He's like, no. He's like, go get me some tape, Pigeon. You're just a call up.
Yeah, he's like, Pigeon. I was like, I'm only gonna be here for like 8 hours. Can I get my headphones back?
He gives you his AirPods, but there's just wax all over them. You take these ones.
They're like, let's make sure we get rookie partying while this kid's here, and we're jacking up from 5K to 10K for this motherfucker who wants to come at me about those headphones.
No, I didn't say anything. I was a pigeon.
Pussy.
I didn't say anything. But he does. If you're listening,
I love you, Nathan.
yeah, I love you. Yeah, he's a good dude. Just I need some headphones.
So where'd you first meet up with this peckerhead, Whitney?
Same group of friends. I mean, I'm from this area, so the hockey world, as you move up, is a small world. So
Right.
you start skating together in the summers and before training camp. And
we played together on, you remember the Hub City team? And
yes, I remember. Hub
it was me, you, and Rob Schremp were like the big prospects
Yeah.
down there for the younger kids. And we ran through this tournament, easy win. I remember we had in a stacked team. I think it was Orpik, who knows, Hub City. Was
we
me
were
and
good.
you. And that's when I kind of started hearing about him. And then a couple of my really, really close friends, Brendan Byrne, we've talked about a bunch, play with him at Milton Academy. Like, this kid's a stud. He's so stupid, though. He's going to the Quebec League instead of the BC or BU winning the Hobie Baker. So now he's a real estate mogul, though, so I guess I can't chirp.
So I don't have any beef jerky to sell. If anybody needs a 2-bed, 1-bath in Providence. Yeah.
All right, so you picked by San Jose, and your career in the Quebec League ends. How do you end up, like, that first year with the Cleveland Barons? That's San Jose's AHL team. That was your first year pro?
Yep.
I got to pull this roster up. You had a good year, 63 points.
I think he said. I think
No,
he had
keep
the
scrolling.
record.
Keep scrolling right. Look at my plus minus.
How was hockey?
Oh, dash 25.
Yeah,
How
tough.
was hockey in Cleveland like? Like, I mean, they had minimal success there in the '70s, and then always had a minor league team. What was your experience?
All right, this is how hockey in Cleveland was at the time. In my apartment, Steve Bernier was my roommate, so he's like, I was calling to get all the bills set up because he's a French kid, thick accent. And I call to get like the NHL package added to the cable or whatever. And the guy on the phone's like, I think we used to have a hockey team in Cleveland. And I'm like, I'm fucking pretty sure you still do. Like, I hope you still
in the
do.
wrong
Right.
Cleveland.
Yeah, exactly. We played at the Quicken Loans where the Cavs play, and as a joke, I wore 23 because LeBron was there. Like, just because it was so ridiculous. We would get 200 people a game. Our games, when the Cavs played the night before, the ladies cleaning, or the people cleaning sweeping up the popcorn from the Cavs games, would be having conversations across the building, across the rink during our game.
They're like, yo, you get aisle ZZ. I get ABC.
Yeah. Like, you go left, I'll go right. I'll meet you at 240. And like, where it's like we're on the power play, you can hear them. But I think the difference now, I hear they're doing better, is that the ownership was the same as the Cavs. So that you could be in that building during a Cavs game and not know that there was a hockey team in town. So it wasn't very well marketed. So it was quiet to say the least.
They sold out that building when they went on the run and won the Calder Cup. Like that was.
It's a sports town. Cleveland's cool, by the way.
They
like undercover fun.
Completely jumped on board. I mean, of course, at that level and that type of sports city, because you got the Browns, you got a lot of things ahead of it.
Sports town, yeah.
Yeah, they turned right as soon as the Tide did, and they jumped on board. So I mean, you can't knock that as not being a sports town ever.
No, definitely not. It wasn't. It was honestly that people didn't know there was. I mean, obviously it's a minor league team anyway, so you're not expecting the same as the big leagues. But that had. I really think it was more that people just didn't even know we were there.
Right.
But
that first year, though, like you led the team in scoring in the AHL. You didn't even sniff getting called up.
not once. No.
Like if you usually, I think if a 19 or 20-year-old leads the AHL in scoring, like maybe end of the year,
Right.
They might give him a game.
Right.
No, just have fun
Okay,
in
so you have some
Cleveland,
built-up
Josh.
anger about that.
Tons. What do you mean? Yeah. No.
It's crazy. All those. You didn't get an NHL game till you went away. Oh no.
Well, I got dealt after that. Right after that season.
Okay, so what happened with that deal? Like you could just tell they don't like me.
No, I don't know. No, Timmy Burke's the head scout, Boston guy. I don't know if
Yep.
you know him at all. He's like a serious hard ass. Like I thought he hated me. Like he used to. We played in the rookie tournament or whatever, and like after the first game of the rookie tournament, my first training camp, he like comes up to me. I'm like going to get in the shower, and he like cuts me off, and he's got like a whole group of scouts behind him, like minions, and he's like, "What are you gonna do if you don't play hockey?" First game of the rookie tournament, like the very first thing that happens of the season. And I was like, I don't know why. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean?
Haven't thought that
Like,
far ahead.
does that mean I had a bad game? Like, what are you saying? You didn't? And no, I mean, I wasn't very polished. But and then at the end of the year, I'm like a black ace, which I was always a black ace because
You were
I
a
wasn't
professional
an
black
I
ace.
was. I am actually might be up there with like most black ace games if that's a stat. If that's a thing.
Most black ace skates, I think. It's
Yes, most black ace practices without, ever making an appearance. But I overheard like Berkey talking to another kid who had like 12 points, but was, let me answer this text real quick. Who had 12 points but was like a scrappy, like kind of overachieving, like good player. And he's sitting at the breakfast. I'm eating my Cheerios, like black acing, like before practice. And the kid's like, he's talking to me, he's like, we think you had a good year. We like how hard you work. And he's like, yeah, but I would have liked to, chip in more offensively. And he goes, what, points? And he goes, he had points. Like, look over here.
Look at him.
Yeah, like, and I'm just sitting there by myself eating. I'm like, with my Cheerios. I'm like, what does that mean? And then he looks over at me and goes, minus 25? It's not good.
This is the head scout of your first year. You got to be like, I'm getting traded.
I'm like, I need a new job, like a new career. Anyway, I didn't get called.
What
up.
was the trade? To Ottawa.
Marty Havlat and Brian Smolinski
That's a
went
name.
to a name drop.
Yes.
Went to Chicago, 3-way trade. Tom Pricing went to Ottawa. I don't know.
Colorado College.
Yeah,
I
who was
remember
coming off. He was a good player in San
Yes.
Jose. Like he was doing well. And I was a throw-in with who the hell was with me?
Another black
Michael
ace.
Barinka.
Yeah, Michael Barinka,
Yeah.
another Hall of Famer.
And Chicago's second rounder in 2008, which turned out to be Patrick Weirkoch.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
But
there you go.
I want to know about your relationship with Radulov when you were in Quebec. We
yeah.
never even talked about that. We glanced over.
Sorry.
Yeah,
He was-
we can't glance over Radulov.
No, you can't. He's must-watch television. Like he's the man. I wish you could ISO cam him. Like if there was an
On the
ice
bench.
locker room, like breakfast at all times. He's a complete cartoon character, but he's an unbelievable player, awesome guy. The thing I remember in Quebec is we like lost a game. We're having a meeting, and so it's like uneasy atmosphere. You know how it is. And the coaches come in, and like the saran wrap that you like wrap the ice bags up with, whatever you call it. He wraps his whole face in it, and his nose is like over there. So he's got the thing like going around his head like this, and he like cuts a hole in his mouth so he can breathe, and stays like that for like a negative meeting, like we lost last night, you guys suck meeting, and he's just like the coach walks in and he's like sitting there with his fucking nose plastic. He's got full plastic wrap around his head,
And
nobody knows why.
And he's
Just
not
to be
speaking
funny.
English, right, at this point? Or he had a little
Not
bit?
great. It was broken. He was just I don't know. He just shot a life. His
Did
first.
the coach say a word to him?
like, I think we kind of made him probably unwrap himself before
the saran wrap
before
off.
we like had to watch clips of like losing 9-2.
That was his way of saying, I don't want to be here.
No,
for
I don't
this
think.
meeting
No, he
right
was.
now."
No, he's not. He was like really positive, like hardworking. Like he plays his balls off. So, but his first was like out of touch. Like a Russian kid doesn't know he comes in. The Quebec League, I don't know how it is in the O or the other leagues, but preseason in the Quebec League, I remember being like they want to put on a show for the fans. So the home team, it's just set up to like just dummy the other team. Like,
Oh, really?
this was my experience. Like we would play, like our division was like Chicoutimi, Rimouski. Like they would send like maybe 6 kids that are going to end up making the team on the road.
Yeah. So it's like-
So the home team plays
Yep.
that whole squad, like thumps them. The next night you go to their barn, like
their turn.
you send your C squad. They thump. It was just kind of like a
Yeah.
unwritten song and dance they did.
It was like the scene from Gladiator when there's like 20 of them going out and they're going to be fighting like lions and shit. They're basically they're like, we know we're about to get killed out there.
Yeah, and they're like,
This
aren't
is-
they supposed to lose the battle of Carthage? And
Yeah.
that's what it is. Right?
That's when you know shit's really not going to be going that well that season, when your fucking
Right.
home team loses to the fucking Chicoutimi.
No, so we didn't lose.
shit
That
squad.
no. The point is, Radu like doesn't know this, and this is like my 3rd year, the year I'm playing with him, and it was my last year, it was my 4th, and so we're playing these guys. I know we're gonna smoke them, and if like he and I are playing together, like if we don't have 4 points each, like
That's pathetic.
It was bad, yeah. And he gets a hat trick, and it's his first game in front of and he's every goal doing the canoe through center ice, like swimming me, like I'm trying to give him like the let's get out of here, like
Exhibition
fist pump.
exhibition
Yeah,
fist
exactly.
bump.
Like we're not sweating, like let's get out of here. And he like swims everybody and is doing the canoe like through fucking center ice. And I'm like, where did they find this fucking guy?
We're playing 14-year-olds.
Right. Like, we're playing, you're right, like it's a peewee team. We're playing like
You know what? No one could ever take away from the fact that he just lives to score goals.
Lives to
He
score
loves-
goals.
nobody loves
He-
hockey more than that kid. Nobody. He plays so hard. I'm so glad he's back in the NHL because he's must watch TV. Like,
But actually, so the year you played with him, you were gone the next year,
Yeah.
in which he had 152 points in 62 regular season games.
yeah, so what does that tell you?
And 55 in 23 playoff games. But like the year you played with him, he said 75 points. Could you tell though? Holy shit! Like or
He
it
was
kind of a
skilled, but
surprise?
he actually grew.
Oh,
So like he wasn't like, I don't remember him being like a monster, which he's a pretty big dude. Like I think he's bigger than people realize.
yeah, he's thick too.
Yeah, like thick, and he wasn't that big, and that was the year like when Keith went up. Like they changed the rules, so like that was the year that like
He lit
all
it
of
up.
hockey changed, where you couldn't like just tug on somebody in the back check, and
Yes.
like we still had a red line.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck, I didn't even think of that. I had that in the AHL one year, the red line.
Yeah.
Or maybe in the NHL too.
Yeah, like people forget that the red line was a real thing.
Tag up. You're
Yeah.
like, what? And now kids have no clue.
And back checking, like if you're within a stick length of someone, you just start. So and then and I think it was like stick infractions. They started calling everything. So he just had the puck on the power play for 82 games.
Yes. Makes sense.
And he didn't have to play with me anymore.
And he got rid of the weight that was holding down
Luggage.
Josh Hennessy.
Yeah.
You got to have a couple
Radu's-
more in there. I
Radu's in
mean,
there.
just like the everyday. I mean, he's really known for his work ethic. I don't think that's any surprise to
Yeah.
anyone. Like, I would say sometimes Russians get the tagline that it's just their just high end skill and they don't want to play the other end of the puck.
Yeah. I mean, so his motor is unheard of. Like but he does like so I played against him in Russia also. It's like I ended up seeing him.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get to that. And no, but he would have moments where like he's not really coachable. Like in Russia, I think he is over here, but like he was the man. Like he was the league
Over there,
like,
he was doing whatever he wanted.
He was doing
every
whatever he
game.
wanted. He was the best player. Like so, KHL TV is a TV station, and they just like because of there's like 15 time zones that you play in. There's a live game on at all times on KHL TV on like national television, and like they play every one of his games, and they basically ISO cam him because he's like so animated, like just abuses refs, but they can't do anything. He's like above everybody. Like abuses his coach. You seen the video where he hits his coach with the stick?
Yeah, that's the best one. We've talked about that. That is the and then and then he just gives.
And the guy doesn't do anything.
Sorry.
The guy the guy like doesn't do anything.
I know.
Would it be safe to say he has a very similar personality to Ibrahimovic and that popularity in Russia as if he would have in Sweden?
Yeah, so I don't know if like
is he a little cocky in the media as well there?
yes. So my impression was that he completely ran the show. Like there was no coach. Like if the coach had to cater to him, because if he told the ownership of Red Army that he wants a different coach, like there will be a different coach there.
Yeah.
But he was also in that league. He was drastically better.
He was LeBron James.
He was better than everyone else.
He was LeBron.
He was
James.
LeBron, but cooler guy than LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron's.
Oh, you hang out with LeBron?
LeBron's painful.
I mean, he hasn't called me in a while.
I mean,
He's pissed I took his number in Cleveland for the Barons.
Hey, I knew there was a reason why you mentioned that, and
No,
there it is. It came full circle, my friend.
No, I don't know. I have fond memories of playing with him.
Do you think that may be the reason that he went back, because he knew that he could? I mean, I don't know if at the time it was a big money thing, but he was obviously able to not only make more in Russia, probably have way more control and be around his friends and family. That's probably why he wanted that.
I don't know.
dominance.
Do you remember he had like a weird thing in Nashville in the playoffs?
Oh yeah,
They
I
broke
was
curfew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was at the W Scottsdale,
Yeah.
and they were the table over.
Yeah,
I mean, the only
really.
difference was I had no bearing on that series.
Yeah.
I didn't play a fucking.
Who else
god.
was with him too? There was another guy.
I don't
Another Russian.
remember.
Oh, I'll think of it. It was the guy who had the brother who played in Montreal as well. Kostitsyn?
Yeah.
I played with Cassidy
So
in
funny.
Russia.
So I
I love that guy.
I think I've told the story on the podcast before. They were out, and I remember one of the girls from the W, who was a cocktail server, come up to me. She goes, those guys play for the other team. Like, they're kind of mean too. Like, apparently the one guy asked for no ice in his drink, and it was a different blonde waitress, and she thought it was the same one, and then he like, when he got his drink, he like pulled the ice out and like smashed his glass. He's like, no ice. So she was like scared to go over to the Russian.
This is
table, and
Kostitsyn or that?
I don't know which one it was. I mean, they're both fucking farm animals. You know, they're big boys who can play hockey.
Well, then you go to Ottawa. So you tell us what the deal is. You got 5 years up and down, mainly down, just living it up in Bingo.
Mostly down.
Binghamton, New York. What was the story there? I mean, you never really got a big chance. You played 10 games your first year there. I don't understand what you kind of were told. Was it pretty cut and dry you were going to be in the minors?
No, I mean, I thought I got traded there, and I had what I thought, plus minus aside, was a decent first year pro. So you still think you're
60
like
points
in the mix.
AHL.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I can still play in this league.
Yeah, so I'm in training camp, and I made it to the end. So it was not Denny Hamel had just had 56 tucks the year before in Bingo,
Yes.
but he was like older at the time. He wasn't like a prospect.
I was in
yeah.
the league when he did that.
Yeah, like just ridiculous. He was scoring from the red line in Binghamton because it's not even a full size rink. It's the size of this coffee table.
shoebox.
Yeah. So he and I were roommates towards the end of training camp, and it's kind of between the two of us who's going to have the last spot at my first training camp there. And we're playing Philly last preseason game, and he gets like a shorty, and then next shift 5-on-5 puts one like under the bar, like last preseason game. And
I'm not making this team.
I was just like, peace.
Tip of the cap.
Yeah.
Peace.
Great job,
Yeah.
sir.
You call a place in Bingo that's like your favorite to-go restaurant. You just order some food, put it in my apartment.
Yeah, no, at this point I'd never been to Binghamton before, and then so whatever. I get sent down, and I was just, I don't know, I wasn't that good. I was down a lot. I played 10 games my first year, black ace for like what felt like 6 months.
They went to the finals, right?
Yeah, so we go. They did go to the finals against Anaheim, and
that was just so rude. He's literally on the roster.
no, that was accurate. They went to the finals, and we're doing like just the complete separate black ace practice. I think at one point they were like, hey, we were there for 52. I remember Kelling at the time because it was like, this is getting ridiculous. We were there for 52 days as black aces. I played 45 rounds of golf. and we went out 37 times.
So it was actually a hell of a
It was
couple
the
months.
blast. It was
I
spring
think
break.
it's been a while since we've talked about a whole full-on Black Ace experience when you're going all the way to the finals.
Yeah.
Because you're basically on an extended spring break.
Yeah.
Only shitty thing is you have to wake up in the morning and go to like the gym and work out.
Yeah, but then it gets to the point where it's like you always you have that air. Like this happened a couple times where like first round you're like,
It's serious.
if I'm not gonna play, I want to. You know, if you know you're 6 guys from playing, you're like, do I want to win? You know what I mean? Or do I want to go home?
Yeah, like
You know
I
what
don't
mean?
want. I don't want
And
to
then-
be here that long.
And then
That's
the-
just an honest answer. Like some people might be like, "Oh, you ungrateful piece of shit." Like we never got to play hockey at that level. But like, yeah, like you're like, "Hey, I'm not really connected to this, and I would like to get on with my life."
No, I mean, like honestly, like the honest answer is, I would say at the beginning it's awesome because you're affiliated with the NHL. Like you're in the room, like you're practicing, and then it's like second round, and then like guys are getting healthier, and you're like further away from actually playing, and you're not really. Well, the thing is, you're not getting paid. I don't know if that's changed. So when I was in Ottawa and we went to the finals, we were getting half day per diem. We were living in a hotel. It was costing us so much money to be there. We were getting $45 a day. I think
Why
the
didn't
NHL
even
per
be
diem
full
was
per diem then?
because this was the rule at the time.
Yeah.
So, $45 a day, and in Canada, like you're eating like breakfast costs 45 Canadian dollars
exactly.
at
Yeah,
the
it's
hotel.
expensive.
And then every
So-
night out is a couple hundred.
Yeah, and
You're like, "Can I get an advance on my my bonus?"
no. So I started. Well, that's so I started. We were using. So I started scalping my tickets because we still got 2 tickets to the game.
That makes 2 of us in the room
Right?
right now. All right.
Naked
Both
till
you guys have
make it,
both
man,
done that?
you know?
No, I meant like I'm including myself in the group, but RA's clearly done it.
Scalping tickets. So I mean, $45 a day, and then as the playoffs go on, I'm looking at face value 2 tickets I'm getting that are $320 each.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
wait a minute. I don't need these tickets.
I'm already going to be in the press box.
Yeah.
Like my parents aren't coming to see me not play. So
You're like selling tours. You're
I wasn't like
sneaking-
hawking them like tickets, but
Hey, he's sneaking people into the rink.
His dad's actually, like he said, a scout, and he's like, this Denny Hamill's pretty good. I'm going to watch this when he comes up to the game.
no. So we would sell. I would go down in a hoodie, like to pull down. I'd have the equipment manager drive me down like tailgate time in the afternoon because the city was buzzing, and I'd like hood over my eyes, like give him like pull up to the actual scalpers and just be like, I just want face value, like hiding my.
Just give me 6
And they'd be
foot.
like, these real? And I'd be like show my face, and they'd be like,
Oh, it's Adam Levine. Okay, these
Yeah.
are cool.
They're like, oh, it's that.
They're like,
number
oh,
one
Denny
black
Hamel.
ace. It's the
Yeah.
best black ace in the league.
yeah.
Who's
And,
that? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, that was it. So whatever. We were kind of scrounging for money.
No. We're not just going to glance over the fact that you were outside of an NHL arena hawking tickets before playoff.
Yeah, and then I go back, put my suit on, and go back to the game, sit in the fucking press box,
Not even a
and
middleman.
fucking pray for somebody to not get up when they blocked a shot.
Were you
So I could play.
were you letting other black aces know about your hawking?
I think I was probably the ringleader, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we all did it. By the second game, when I showed up with $700 back at the hotel,
Yeah,
they were like,
wait, what?
yeah, they were like, we got tickets too. Let's go back.
Yeah.
The scalping market's just like, this is incredible. We're getting an influx
But the problem
of
is
20 tickets. Right
I felt
before
like
game
saying to the
time.
scalpers, like, can you just sell these to like nice looking people? Because then they're in like the family section.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't
Get this,
like
white
clearly
trash.
not.
Time out.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you say that, but they don't give a shit.
No, I know.
They're-
No,
They're
I-
like, yeah, don't worry, man.
So-
I got it.
So let's go a little bit more into this. I believe a Calgary Flames prospect was doing the same thing in Calgary, and that's how he got busted. Was that these hooligans were in a family section, and they're like, "How did you get these?" And like they're like, "Oh, we bought them off a scalper," and like, and then the trail led back to this like prospect who disrupting the family section because you got Rick from fucking Red Deer drinking out of his buddy's prosthetic leg, like I was witnessing in Utica.
Well, if you're a season ticket holder somewhere and you give your ticket to somebody and they get in trouble, your season tickets are
Dunzo.
gone.
Dunzo,
So
yeah.
I mean, granted, the arena's like, whose season tickets are these? They're like, oh, Hennessy's. He's a big prospect of ours. He's done.
I mean, you did what you had to do. I mean, the solution would have been to
Hey,
just give us a
yeah.
full day per diem.
I'm surprised he didn't bump into Melnick out there. That guy's a bit of
I
a
mean-
cheapo, eh? He was probably, oh shit.
NFL,
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, nobody cared. So that happened in San Jose, and to his credit, I'm probably getting him in trouble. Doug Wilson gave us the team credit card to like go to lunches and stuff because he saw it as unfair, but he wasn't allowed to do anything about it.
No
So
way.
he would
That's
like our
nice.
HL coach Roy's the man
It's a class act.
would take us out to lunch after practice, and he had the card saying like buy the boys lunch. So that was like a
Oh, that's not.
That
There's
was a
nothing
nice-
wrong with that.
no, that was a nice way to probably.
Well, didn't the
I mean, I hope the GM's allowed to buy like Schmelt's lunch
Yes.
without circumventing the system.
Yeah,
But, like,
NFL, dude, the coaches got caught selling their Super Bowl tickets. Remember Mike Tice? It was like the Vikings coach or
Yep.
whatever. You know, they were out getting a little extra fucking cabbage. You know, whatever. You had in your first 10 games with Ottawa, you had one goal. Who was the goal against?
Philly, who was pretty much an AHL team also, so I'm not even sure I actually have an NHL goal.
That's it was an NHL
So
goal.
you
but
remember
the team
the
was,
circumstances? Who was
Yeah,
against? all
Antero
that shit? Come on,
Ninomaki.
you
I have
must
my
know.
parents have the plaque, big picture on their wall. I'm just kidding. It was a thrill.
It was Ninomaki?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. We had a clip the other day of Crosby scoring against Ninomaki, and there were so many responses like, doesn't count because it was against Ninomaki.
Really?
I guess you're not
So mine doesn't count.
Yeah, so you were right.
So
It doesn't count.
All
People
elite
say-
prospects and have them delete that.
He had
Make
one-
it another AHL goal.
All-time great goalie mask too, because there was a gangster from Philly called Frank Nitti, and that was his nickname.
Yeah.
And he had like the
Oh, really?
legit like mobster on his mask with the
Yeah.
machine gun and shit. One of the all-time great goalie masks.
Yeah, it's fun. When you only have one, you like I like reimagine them saying like announcing like first and last NHL goal as it's happening.
That's your. That's the dream you have over and over. Some guys can't get their skates tied. Yours is just the announcement to begin and end your career.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
one NHL
Yeah,
goal.
yeah.
So
All I
There it
needed. I showed I could do it. Now I'm out.
No, I did it. And I don't know. We pumped them 6-1 or something.
Should we move on to some Russia talk?
Well, actually, because he first left North America, you went to Switzerland,
I did.
and then a quick little stop back, and then back to like when did the European route kind of take, or you realize I got to go over there?
Money again. I mean, same
Yeah.
reason.
Lugano was sick. You told me.
Lugano was unbelievable. So my agent was kind of like, it was almost like if it wasn't Lugano, and I didn't know that much about it, but I started just Googling like Lugano and like palm trees show up. It's like the most beautiful place in the whole world. It's the nicest place I've ever been. Never mind
Really?
like on vacation. Like it's the nicest place I've ever even visited.
It's got palm trees.
Yeah, we had palm trees in my backyard. I lived like up in this mountain. There's like the lake is like this aqua blue. It looks like the Caribbean, and then there's like the Alps in the background.
So it's on.
It's the southern extreme south of Switzerland in the Italian part.
Okay.
It's on the border of
I was
Italy.
going to say it sounds Italian. This
It's like
place-
30 minutes from Lake Como, and everyone thinks like George Clooney and all those people live in Lake Como. Lugano's way nicer than Lake Como because we would go to Lake Como for like, ironically, we'd go there
To
for
go
sushi.
slumming.
No, there was like a sushi place we liked, so we'd go to dinner in Lake Como and have sushi. which
That's
is
so
not-
bougie.
That's a little better than
That's
Binghamton.
isn't that?
It's sushi in Binghamton.
Binghamton, your sushi's the fish
I'm not
has
going to
three
trash.
eyes.
I'm not going
It's
to trash
spam.
bingo. I'm not going to try. Yeah, mainly because I'm going back there soon.
Going back to bingo? What are you doing there?
Binghamton Hockey Hall of Fame inductee, baby.
No
Nice.
way.
Get
There you go.
the-
Congratulations.
Attaboy.
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks. I think it's just a wall.
It's an
Still better
outdoor-
than Ole. It's still
Yeah.
better than
It's
Ole
near the
Jokic.
skate park.
It's gonna get vandalized now after
No, I
Witt's
know.
comments.
I'm not bad. I had a blast in bingo actually. Another undercover fun town. Good place. Like minor league hockey town is cool. It gets a really bad rap.
The rink I remember being tiny, but the fans were crazy.
Well, you actually have fans that
Yeah.
are on top of you.
Yep.
So there's a cool atmosphere, and they actually care about it. So, if you're going to be in the minors and want people, like, as opposed to Cleveland, which is a better, bigger town, you know.
Going
like,
back
nobody-
to the gladiator talk, you mentioned how on top of you the fans are. That was a clip we posted recently when I got bambied by Jeremy Yablonsky.
Oh,
Did you play with him there?
That's we're getting to Yabo.
Yeah,
Don't
that
worry.
was when I was walking out to those games,
Yeah.
and I knew I was going to be slaughtered.
It's a slaughter. Yeah,
a slaughterhouse.
It was a complete slaughterhouse. Like you were being walked out like a gladiator. Yeah, everybody.
It was the Carnage one. That he
That
was talking
one year
about.
in bingo, Yabo just like multiple guys on the forecheck. Something people don't realize about Yablonsky, and anybody who's listening that has not watched his fight tapes, hit YouTube now. He was fast, like in a straight line, goal line to blue line. He was the fastest player on the team.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
so he was killing people.
He was a
too.
bu- He was a bowling ball.
F1 in bingo, like
Yeah,
you
you'd
can't get
skate-
away from him.
you'd
There's nowhere to
skate
go.
5
He was
feet.
just leaving like bodies in the streets, like guys getting carried off the ice, and then you had to fight. Like he was yeah. But
and then if somebody came at him, he would then beat them up. So there'd be 2 bodies on the ice.
Yeah.
So,
but I played with Yabo in Russia too, which we'll get there.
Okay, so we can go to Russia because not only did you play with him, your first year you played with Panarin. I remember you telling me. So me and this kid had dinner in Neftahimik, and you were telling me the year before, or maybe it was 2 years prior, like, dude,
it's like
I played
Lugano.
with this kid that is the nasty. What'd you say? What'd he say?
it's like Lugano.
It's closer to Rockland than Lugano, but I
The
think
easy
you told me.
Rock Vegas.
You said this Panarin kid is the filthiest player I've ever played with.
Yeah,
You saw
I told
it.
a bunch of anybody that would listen. I was like, "This is kid," and he wasn't. Even, he was hurt when I first got there, and he looked like he was 9 years old. He was like this skinny kid. I don't know if we can say this. He's 170 pounds, maybe 165 pounds.
Maybe I don't even know if he's.
Oh
that.
no, I wasn't offended by what you said. I just think it's funny
No.
how these little kids, like whose bodies don't even look athletic now, they're these machines.
No, yeah. So Panarin, he would just stay on the ice and after practice and just dangle, like dump pucks out and I would tell him. I told you, I would tell my buddies at home. I'm like, I am playing with a kid. I don't know if he's any good. I don't even know his name, but I can't pronounce. But he has the best hands I've ever seen. And then he came back, and we were like I was brutal at the beginning, and I ended up getting to play with him most of the year, and he was the man. But he had he was maybe 19 at the time, and he's now my favorite player in the NHL.
Oh
He's
yeah,
like
he's so sick.
Yeah.
Now he's added that high kick to his celebrations. Was that a thing back then?
Oh yeah, no, he would be pumped when he scored.
But even was he doing this high kick?
Oh
thing?
yeah.
Okay, so that's maybe we just weren't watching.
No, you're
him
just getting
closely enough.
exposed to him. He's the man. Like he's unbelievable player.
If him and Cassidy ever play against each other, it's going to be a fucking sword fight out there.
Yeah, he's
Swing, swing. It's like finish him.
What was your when you went over there? Like, how did it all come down? Like,
well, excuse me. So yeah, I played in Switzerland, and again, it was just because I had kind of needed the money. I had 2 kids and hadn't actually, made any money yet. Then came back for a year because I got signed with Boston, so that was a no-brainer. I had no choice. And then that year, I had like a not great year. I had blown my knee out in Switzerland. Like I had nothing that summer. Like before I went to Russia, like I didn't. There was not a team.
kind of a panic then.
There was not. I had 2 kids. There was not a team on earth that wanted to pay me to play ice hockey.
Wow.
And I mid July, like all the late July, I've got nothing. And my skills coach, the guy I would skate with in the summer, was Victor Telegan, a Russian guy. He's like my buddy Alexei Zhamnov, like unbelievable player for the Hawks.
Yeah.
Is the GM in Vityaz, and it's like they'd want to have you. And he starts throwing like ballpark numbers at me for salary, and I go from like don't have any job to like what's the equivalent of like $500,000, and I'm like, okay. Like,
hey, I'll leave tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, the tough part is like, I don't know how much you guys know about Vityaz. Like,
I know that they were the team that just beat the wheels on everyone.
like they were trying to there were teams forfeiting the games the year before I went, like mailing it in, like good teams with skill guys. Like, no, we're not going. Like,
To keep the 2 points or 3, I guess.
like keep them. We're not going. Yeah,
and we can afford to not win that one.
Yeah, like we don't need those.
concussions.
Yeah, like I don't need these guys getting hurt.
So what would you guys do as opposed to when
No. I was. So this was when I was not there.
Oh, okay.
But I knew that. Like I'd heard those stories, and I knew that they're like a joke. Like they're in the KHL at the time, or like they weren't competitive as a team. Like they weren't trying to make the playoffs. And they like Chris Simon played, like all these guys, like long list of tough guys that went and like cashed out there, but like made a couple bucks and played there. So I'm like, I don't know if I really fit in there, but at the same time, it's like I don't have a job, 2 kids, $500,000. But my understanding was it was not the type of place you bring a family, or at least it would be difficult for me to bring my family there because of the language barrier and all that stuff.
I want to go back a little bit. You're a local guy, Boston guy. You pulled on the Spoke Bee. You got to play 3 games for the Bees. Was that a highlight of your career? I mean, were you a big Bees fan growing up?
The highlight. Yeah. I think that goes without saying. That was like, I thought it was almost like didn't even believe it. I had blown my knee out the last game of the season in Switzerland. Like ACL, MCL, gonzo. I'm on crutches in July 1. I'm not even I'm thinking like maybe PTO when I get healthy in October, like let's start over. Like I was like not expecting anything, just trying to focus on getting better, on getting healthy. and my agent called me on July 2nd and said, if you have any interest in coming back to North America, I'm talking to a couple of teams, and Boston was one of them. And I'll never forget, I had just been fishing with my dad like a couple days before that, and we were kind of talking about like future, like very uncertain. My dad's was like a union pipe fitter in Boston, like very Boston, grew up in Charlestown.
No shit.
And I didn't know what was going on, and he like helped my whole, both my parents kind of like, as you guys know, your parents put so much, they make it happen. So it's like an emotional thing when you don't know what's going to happen. I was still fairly young, and the Bees gave me like a solid two-way, like really,
When they didn't have to, you're saying?
Not at all. I was on crutches, coming off an ACL. Like,
who was the GM then?
Shirelli, but Don Sweeney was the assistant GM who probably handled most of the minor league deals. But it was a two-way, and we were renting I was like all my cousins. I have a bunch of cousins. We were renting a place in Scituate, and it like came on Nesson like signings. And I was just trying not to say anything, and then I was out in the middle of the street. It was probably, lit. Yeah. And I come running around the porch, like with my arms up, like full celebration. I got off the phone with Sweens, and anyway, I got to play. I was mostly in Providence, obviously, but I got called up for 2 weeks, and that was definitely the highlight.
And
awesome.
You played for Cassidy quite a bit in Providence. Yep. Are you surprised by the success they have underneath him right now?
No, I mean, did
you think he was a great coach when you played for him?
Yeah, he was awesome to me. He liked skill. He was really good to me. We had pretty good rapport. We didn't have a great team. We had a very young team. I think we had 10 rookies playing like pretty significant minutes. So it wasn't like, not a highlight of his coaching, not a season that was a highlight of his or mine. But we had a good relationship. He's just really smart guy, obviously, like very candid with everybody, not just the media. And that's what we love about him in Boston, right?
Absolutely.
What he's thinking. And he was the same way with me. We had a couple fuck you matches but really? I respected him a lot. I'd go in and apologize after. So I'm happy for him. I'm not surprised. I'm happy it's happening here. Obviously, I'm still a Bees fan. So,
go Bees,
go Bruins.
You were going to touch on Yablonski in Russia. Was Morasti on the team as well?
No, he had been before. So Yabo was the first person I called when this VTS, I had an offer from them, and I didn't even know if it was legit. It was coming through like back channels. Like, I don't even know if my skills coach is real. Like, I don't know
he might be full of shit.
So I call my agent, and I'm like, can you just look into this? Is this real? So he gets back to me. He's like, yeah, stuff, whatever, if you're willing to do it. And so I called Yabo because I played with him for years in bingo, and we were boys. And he loved it. Like, he was in his glory. Like, he had carte blanche to just do what, like, just
he was
be
Radulov.
Just terrorize. Well, I mean, in that town.
Yeah.
And the owner of the team just valued, like, just being just meatheads above all else. And they were kind of, like, I think the league kind of told them, like, clean it up, or, like, you're not in the league, like, you're out. So they ended up, like, they signed Max Afinogenov. I started looking at, like Alex Koroliuk was there, like, little skilled Russian guy that played in San Jose. Panarin, obviously, I didn't know who he was, but Danny Markov's legend.
Oh, yeah, rip cigarettes.
Legend.
The D-man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was going wrong way on a bridge in Philadelphia, shit can one night. That's how he got a DUI. Yeah. I think he got on, like, the off-ramp. Just an animal.
So you know that he keeps a smoke room in between periods? He has, in every rink we play in, has a cigarette, like, stall. It's usually in the shower on the road. So the coach will come in, like, talking in between periods, and he's sitting in the shower with a fold-out chair in full gear, smoking a butt in between periods.
Incredible.
Danny Markov.
And he's and he would just lay people out, and he was older at this time. He was so he was on the, so anyway, there were a bunch of guys that I knew. Like, I looked it up. I'm like, okay, this is not like, they were like, if Max Afinogenov is like, this is a legit team.
I can trust that it's a legit organization.
Yeah. But there was this weird dynamic where, like, the league kind of, like, there was, like, split ownership, and the old owner, like, still had, like, interest in the team, like, they worked out some deal where he's like, okay, you guys are on the team, but I still get 2 tough guys. like that have to be on the team. So him and Trevor Gillies run the team. Like Gills, like also my boy.
Two killers.
Just absolute murderers. Yeah. And the problem is the coach hates these guys. Like no use for him. He's like an old Soviet, like no use for like anybody who's not skilled. Like doesn't like it's a complete nuisance to him that he has to have these guys on the team. But the owner, like one of the owners, wants them
in the lineup.
At least one of them in the lineup. But that was like part of the deal. They're like, all right, we'll clean it up. We'll put like a decent team out there. But I get one of these fucking guys to still be like our identity or whatever.
I'm gonna have one atom bomb on my roster every game.
Then it got to the point where they weren't playing. Like I think Yabo dressed in 8 games that year. Gills might have played 20. So they were just miserable. Like they were my buddies off the ice. It was tough for me because I was playing and like having a great time, and they were just miserable. Like wanted to kill him. Like,
really?
Yeah, like voodoo doll wanted to kill him.
Stapes told me that I need to ask, actually, it relates to this year, about your first 24 hours in Russia, right after you signed the contract.
It wasn't right after I signed. My visa got delayed like a month and a half. It took forever to get my visa.
Yep.
So by the time I actually got there, I missed all of training camp, thank God. KHL training camps it's like what torture. And then the team was on the road for like a 4-game road trip, and once you get there, you still need more like paperwork, and I had to go somewhere else, and so I wasn't eligible to play yet. So I fly in, first thing that happened, fly out of JFK. They told me like bring all your own equipment, like whatever you want, because it's tough to get stuff. Like people like Yabo told me that, like whatever you want to use, like just bring it and turn in the receipts. So I buy my sticks for the whole year, like 41 pieces or whatever it is, and I show up and they just vanished.
Oh yeah. Someone's grabbing those at the airport.
Somebody like laughed when they saw him come through. So I show up and you guys can probably leave and come. This story takes a minute, but
that's okay.
The sticks are gone. Nobody speaks English. Like when you get to the Moscow airport, if you've never been to like Eastern Europe, like or Russia, like might as well be on Mars. Like you've entered a different world. And I don't know who's picking me up. Like every team has like a logistics type guy that's like, I don't know who's. I'm assuming someone's gonna recognize me. Like I'm sticking out like a sore. Like all my shit, my hockey stuff. I got all kinds. And so I'm leaving without my. I spent a half hour trying to like explain that I lost my sticks, and they're just like nobody's helping me. So I leave. So I walk out finally from the baggage claim. I'm like sweating. I haven't talked to my wife. Like she doesn't even know if I'm alive. This was right before like iMessage and like my phone didn't automatically work when I got there. You need like a plan and like
you have your
SIM
top
card.
prospects jacket on.
I'm wearing the varsity jacket and not the headphones that Horton. And I go. So I get like as soon as I get out of the door from like the baggage claim, this guys come like burly Russian dudes in leather jackets come like running up to me, like start grabbing all my shit, and I don't know if I'm getting kidnapped or rescued. Like I can't tell. And this kid's wearing this young looking dude, Sasha, great kid. He's the owner's son, like the owner who like the tough guys, and he like kind of comes up to me. He speaks a little bit of English. He's wearing like you wouldn't mistake this kid for Brad Pitt. Like he's got like a mullet, Run DMC, like an Adidas jumpsuit, and like it's like a little pudgy, like maybe 5'6", and he's got like this whole crew, bodyguards, leather jackets, like guns. Like these guys have like guns holstered, and I'm like, oh, we're really doing this. So they all grab my shit. We go outside. I'm not carrying anything. Like everyone's getting carried for me. We get in a full motorcade, like 3 black SUVs. Driving away from the airport, and I'm like
I'm with the right crew, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like whatever they found me. So we get in the car. He starts talking to me. He's like, my father just he's like, it's like an hour and a half drive, whatever, back to the town is Chekhov. It's in the outskirts of Moscow. He's like, my father would like to meet you. The junior team's playing. He's like, we'll stop. He's like, we'll drop your equipment off. He's like, my father wanted to meet you. We'll stop and say hi real quick at the arena. You get rid of your stuff. I'm like, okay, whatever. So we walk in through the locker room. I like throw my shit down, and I've heard like the owner of this team rumors that he was like
mafia.
I don't want to call it what you want to call it.
I mean, he was. There was always rumors that the owner of VTS was very.
The
connected.
chances of this guy not having told someone else to kill someone is very low. Let's just put it that way.
I don't know.
Right? Is that
That's a good way to put it.
I mean, hey, listen, he might be the 1%.
He's probably put a hit out on somebody somewhere.
I have no idea.
Maybe he's a
But
fan.
put it this way: people fear this guy. Whatever, like that was a real thing. I have no idea what was true and what's not. I get to the rink and the junior team's playing. There's 65 people in the stands, and then I see this like smoked out box, like black glass, like fully tinted, that you can't see inside. So Sasha brings me up. He's like, so we like walk through the bowels of the rink, up the back steps. I have to go through like 2 checkpoints, get like patted down to get to this guy. And I'm in my pajamas like you guys were on fucking NHL Network. And I haven't talked to my wife, like hours now. We're still in there. I get patted down. I get there, and I'm expecting like scary dude. Scary looking dude. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm expecting a movie character, like fur jacket, like some guy to just grunt at me. And like, so I walk in, and his dad's in this room. He's like face up against the glass, like couldn't be more interested in what's happening in the junior team's game. And junior, it's like the junior VTAS, like it's all like the same program from youth all the way to pro up. No, it was like, that's like the H. That's
it was even lower.
It was like junior,
kids.
like 20 in it. And he's like pinned up against the glass, and I'm thinking like, who's this guy? He turns around wearing he's no bigger than his son. He's maybe 5'7", like skinny. If he's 150 pounds, that'd be a lot. Toronto Maple Leafs baseball hat on, pulled down over his eyes, and a XXL hoodie that says Thug Life on it. I'm not kidding. Like, I was like, no fucking way.
This is him?
Yeah. But like
Thug Life.
Yeah, like how, but it was actually scarier because I'm like, this guy's got to be like a mean dude.
Sounds like Marner.
Because he doesn't look mean. You know what I mean? Like
he
doesn't. So and they do like the kisses, like. You know what I mean? And he's like, and he doesn't speak any English, so his son has to translate every word he said. He's like, small talk, how's your trip, all this stuff. And he's like, come, he's watch the game. So it's the first period of the game when I get there, the junior game, and I'm so tired and like gross,
clammy,
you just want to shower.
Sweaty.
You don't want to call my wife. I'm like, do you guys have a phone?
Yeah.
And I don't want to offend him though, so I'm just walking. I'm like, yep. So he's like, let's watch the game for a minute. And he's like, wait, snaps his fingers. The girls come and start like lining up shot, like pour drinks, like let's have a drink. I'm like, all right. So she brings out a bottle of Hennessy, the cognac.
This your last name?
Yeah. So I'm thinking like, I don't know if if this is like some kind of gesture, like he got, you know what I mean? Like he got this.
By the way, it's the last thing you want to be drinking at that point.
No, like
give me a beer.
I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. Yeah, like I don't. And he's so.
This is fucking crazy.
So we're watching the junior team play, and like obviously I don't give a fuck about the junior team's game. I just want to go to sleep. And he's like, so we do it, but I'm afraid to offend this guy. So I'm like, and they're very ritualistic about drinking. So what I came to learn was like with him, everything is done in threes. I don't call it superstition or whatever. So if you do 1 shot, you got to do 3. If you do 4, you got to do 6. And it's like, and then there's all these rules. Like after you do a shot, you got to look everybody in the eye and like touch it's like stressful drinking with these guys.
Jeez.
Like you got to.
There's rules.
I quit. Yeah. So you do shot of Hennessy. I'm like, haha, my name's Hennessy. Can I go to fucking the hotel, please? Yeah, and he's like, so he like won't let me leave. So like we do 3 shots. The second time, so now the junior teams, it's like a good game. All of a sudden, the second period, we do another shot. And they have this spread, the biggest spread you've ever seen, like all kinds of food, and they would chase the shot with like dark chocolate or like vegetables. Like they're always chasing it with something, like crazy spread to watch the juniors. Nobody's watching this game except him, and he's got like a luxury spread. Like he could have fed 50 people. He could have fed the whole rink with what was in front of him. And these
dropping down scraps.
Yeah, so we do a shot at one point, and he's like, he finishes it, and he just turns around and fires the shot glass off the wall behind me, and it shatters. And I was like. I look at his son like, am I about to die? Like, did I do something? Did I not fucking look did I didn't do the handshake right or something with this drinking? And he fucking, so, and I'm like, he's pissed. So now I'm just like staring out at the game, like looking at the clock, like I'm afraid to move. So then we do another one, and he does the same thing, fires the shot glass off the fucking wall.
Yelling Russian or no?
He's not mad. He's just like, he's just like,
dink.
And every time he does it, a girl comes out of the back with a broom and sweeps it up every single time. And he keeps doing this over and over. So
it just gets better and better. I love this place.
So now the game's in a shootout. It's 3 hours later, right? And I'm banging on I'm loaded now because I have to do a show. I'm banging on the glass, throwing shot glasses all over the place. So now this guy loves me. And I realized that he only drinks Hennessy. It's the only thing he drinks. Like, it's his favorite thing in the world.
Oh.
That's why
He
you
had
were signed,
bottles
dude.
and like coming. Yeah,
I
so
guarantee this guy got a phone call and the name Hennessy came up. He's like, sure.
Take 'em.
give him half
yeah,
a million.
he's like, he's like, there's a hockey player somewhere in the world with the name Hennessy. Like, let's get him so I can, like, we can sell a couple jerseys.
Yeah, and it's cognac, right? For people
Yeah,
who
it's
don't
cognac,
know.
which it's not even. I mean, whatever. I don't like.
That is some.
It was vicious. So so now I'm completely loaded. My wife still doesn't know if I'm alive. Like, my kids I still haven't. So finally the game ends, and I'm like, all right, thank God, I'm gonna go to the hotel. We show up. The kid Sasha with his motorcade again, bodyguards. The whole crew leaves, takes me to the hotel. They're like shut down. Like, the lights are all off. There's nobody in the lobby. Like, he's like, maybe tonight it's more comfortable for you. You stay in my place. I'm like, all right, sure. Like, if you got a bed, man, like, I'll sleep in your car right now.
Yeah.
And so first he's like, we gotta get you a phone. Makes the mall stay open. The kiosk in the mall, the person had to like go back and open the mall back up and go to the kiosk so they could get me a cell phone so I could call my wife. So like we do that. Now it's got to be 4 a.m. at this point. So we go back to his place. So we pull up to this like Soviet Union era like kind of like dilapidated, like this is like concrete looking apartment building, like 6-foot potholes in the parking lot. Like, just it doesn't look like a real nice place. Like, elevator to the top floor. Entire top floor has been blown out for his apartment, like the sun. So
It's all redone.
yeah, they like evicted the people on the floor below them. So for his girlfriend's closet. I'm not kidding. So he like goes in. So Sasha's, we walk in. It's like, you hungry? I'm like, a little, to be honest with you. I'm shit-faced at this point. Now it's like kind of fun. I'm like kind of annoyed, but it's kind of funny. And he's like, starts yelling, and his girlfriend wakes up at 4 a.m. and she's like in her bra and underwear and comes out and starts like cooking for us. And he's like, you play PlayStation? I'm like, fucking, yeah, sure. And so
Let's do it.
So we go in the living room, and he pulls down. He hits a button. We sit on these like big, it's like red leather fucking couches and like beanbag like
Scarface style.
Yeah, like Tony, like exactly. Hits a button, full wall projection screen comes down. Like, we're in these red leather. He's like pulls out the PlayStation controls, like gives me one. All he wants to do, so we start playing NHL. Is now his poor girlfriend who was sleeping she's like in the kitchen, like she's got like a full bass that he happened to have in the fridge, just like cut it like a loaf of bread, like with the skin on it. And he's like giving it to us like it's sushi, and I'm like, "You got any Doritos?" And I go, so we're playing PlayStation. He doesn't want to play a game. He just wants to play. He just wants to do a shootout, heads up, like 1-on-1. He's like, "All right, pick whoever you want." I'm like, "All right, Datsuk." So I take Datsuk. So we play over and over, and he finds me in the game from like the year before. Like, he called me up from fucking wherever I was. And he's like, so he's going as me, and he clearly plays all the time. And I don't play PlayStation that much, but I have Datsuk, and he has me, so I'm beating him.
Yeah.
And he's like getting kind of pissed, and now I'm loaded, and I'm like I'm whatever. And he's like, you're not very good in this game. I'm like, no shit.
Yeah.
How
You
do
brought
think-
me over here.
I'm like, how do you think I ended up fucking in your living room?
You had to call me up online.
Right? Like, what are you? And then so I sleep at his house, and I wake up the next day like 3 p.m, and I finally got a hold of my wife at some point. But that was pretty much my first day.
Chiclets memes is going to have a
Jesus
tough one describing that one on Instagram.
That is
I was
funny.
going to ask you, what was like your first what the fuck moment in the KHL? But that was like a series of them, like back to back.
Yeah, I haven't even had. And by the way, like, he was awesome. Like, he was really taking care of me. It wasn't like a bad thing.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
I just landed on a different planet, and it was like by the end, like, I'm shit. Like, I didn't expect to be shit faced, like playing PlayStation at 4 a.m. before I like got to my hotel or wherever. You know what I mean?
You're like, I thought I might get to get a shower.
Yeah,
quick.
exactly. But then that was the. That
What
was the start
about
of BTS.
was that the year that you needed the ankle surgery?
No.
Are we not talking ankle surgery story?
I don't know. The surgery story. So, when Russians get hurt in the KHL, like, they don't get surgery in Russia.
Really?
Like, I mean, maybe some of them do, but like, I know a bunch of them would go to Germany. and like, or whatever. So I had a bad experience. I guess the backstory is that when I blew my knee out in Switzerland, I ended up having surgery in the U.S. and like miscommunication with the team, insurance, whatever. My own surgery ended up costing me like a ton of money out of pocket.
Really?
Yeah. So my agent got me in like HSS in Manhattan, like best possible place to get it done. Did a great job, made me healthy, like fixed me, so it was worth it. But it cost me a bunch of money, of my own money, out of pocket. So I just had that in my head.
I can't pay for another surgery.
Like,
kinda.
just like I don't make that, I don't like, I shouldn't have to pay. You
Yep.
know what I mean? So but to go back, like I hit with a shot, and it like on the outside of my ankle, and it was like a fucking stinger, but like not.
You're not panicking.
It didn't like snap. It was just like it felt worse than like you know what I mean? Like something might happen. And after the game, I go like I try to go for the third, can't do it. I'm in Chekhov, like the Vitas home, and go to like the local hospital. And there's this like old X-ray machine, which at the time and it's like I had to like stand up on my other leg, like up this high to get the X-ray. It was odd. Like,
Yes.
So they're like, nope, negative, like no fracture, like no break. So now I'm like, all right, but I'm hobbling around. I can't even stand on it. A week goes by. Then now the coach is like pissed because like I'm not. He comes up. This is my second year. He comes up to me and he's like, we were playing in Kazan. It was one of the better teams typically in Russia the next day. And he's like, tomorrow you play. He's like, no doctors say. I say you play. And I was like, and he wasn't asking. And the whole reason you're there is to make.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to. You know what I mean? Like I could, like I understood what he was trying.
He could hold a paycheck.
Right. Like, like this is not, he wasn't really asking. And so I'm kind of used to like that mentality by this point because it's my second year, and I'm like, all right, and I'm just kind of made peace with the fact that I'm going to do whatever I have to do to like
get out there,
get the money that I signed up for. And so like fly to Kazan, we're playing against Borky. He's on Kazan, and I'm in like morning skate. I can barely skate. He's like, you don't look good. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. So I'm trying to warm up the goalies and like not actually do warm-ups because I can't even skate. So I'm just standing there like just warm up the goalies the whole time. And I'm like about to pull the plug. I'm like, you guys do what you got to do, but I can't play. But I come in, I'm like, they shoot me up with like something, needle in my ass before the game. Like, I think it was Voltaren, like strong anti-inflammatory. Still in too much pain, but they're telling me it's not broken. So I'm like, am I being a pussy? I don't like, maybe.
They got
like,
you questioning yourself.
Yeah. But my ankle's this big. Like I can't even get it in my skate. And, I come in after warm-ups. I'm like, I either need something stronger or this is not happening. Like I can't. So they shoot me up in the other ass cheek with morphine. Like to go
Morphine. Holy
injected morphine into my ass to play a hockey game. So I'm like, I had such like a whatever mentality at this point.
Clearly.
Like
just my body.
Yeah. Like, and so I go out. I got like 2 shifts. I'm like, this is not. I'm about to pull the plug. They take a penalty. We got a PP. I'm like, well, let's tough it out.
I can get a point.
Yeah, maybe I'll
I get a quick point and then leave this game.
One more shift. And so a PP like puck gets like kept in rims. I try to like I go behind the net. There's a video of it, and I like try to change direction, and it just snaps.
Really?
Yeah. Like I like hit him with like a shimmy and tried to go the other way, and I felt it pop. And there's a video online. You see me like
I don't want to watch it. That's
white
fucking...
light pain, like worst pain, like just like punching the like freaking out, like you're trying like and so I'm pissed.
It's like Varsity Blues.
Yeah, I'm bullshit though. So I finally get helped off the ice, and I'm like fucking yelling at the coach, like yelling at like getting carried off the ice, like and they take me to another, and this team doctor, this fucking idiot, is still like, I think it's not broken. Like we're waiting. I'm in an ambulance.
The bone's sticking
I'm like,
out.
yeah, but I was like, I've had bruises before. I never ended up in an ambulance. And we get the X-ray in Kazan. It's like clearly snapped in half. And so I call my agent. I'm like, get me out. Like he's like, all right, get on a plane back to Moscow. I fly back to Moscow. My agent picks me up. He's like, I'm going to take you to see a specialist. He's like, it's not a fancy place, but it's one of the best doctors in the country. He's like, he's explaining to me that he's a Russian military doctor, and he kind of almost does it like pro bono, or like he's not
does it for people he knows, maybe.
Like, or I think he's just like he's like a patriot for Russia. Like he could make more money. I don't know. So we go to this like rough looking hospital. Like we pull up. My agent picks me up at 6 a.m. I fly back from Kazan, and my agent was the man, like really helped me out a lot. Russian guy from Moscow takes me there. He's like, all right, when we go through security, he's like, don't speak, don't show anybody your passport. I'm like, all right, like, okay, yeah.
Man, I just want to be relaxed.
Again, I'm like, fuck, and I only had like, I still have some morphine in me from the game, but like they don't like just give you opiates or anything. Like there's no pain pills over there. Like it's supposed to be administered by like a medical professional. So they can't give you like Percocet to travel or anything.
Oh shit! So it's starting to wear off. So your
yeah, so I'm in pain. Yeah, and we're sitting in Moscow traffic, which is the worst in the world.
Yep.
And we pull up. So I like walk through behind him through the gate, like pretending that I'm a mute or something, like staring at my feet and like limping in on crutches. And then we get to the lobby, and he's like, "Go!" You just walk past the desk and go wait in the corner by the elevator. So these ladies are like yelling at me, and I'm just staring at my feet, like hobbling. I go wait at the elevator. He starts in Russia. Whoever yells the loudest wins.
Yeah, that's.
So my agent comes like just puts these ladies in there like yelling at them like and like kind of like alpha on them and like came over the top, comes over the elevator, like doesn't even no explanation. He's like, let's go. He's like, the doctor's waiting for us. So we go up, and it's this little it's an office like half the size of this room, like no windows, and it's this like unassuming looking guy, and he doesn't speak any English, the doctor, and he's like looking at my x-rays. So he's like doesn't speak one word of English. My agent's translating. He wants to take his own x-rays. Take our own x-rays. He's like through my agent, he was like, I understand if you're uncomfortable, you don't want to have it done here, but you need to have this done fairly quickly, because if it starts to set, you're fucked. Like the bones were like not lined up.
Oh my God! In
like,
Russia, man.
Yeah, like
this is a panic.
Like you need a plate and screws.
Connor McDavid just got a doc. You should have got a doc. So it's your fucking 24 hours,
right? So I'm like, and now it's the middle of the night at home. I can't really like consult with anybody. Like my wife knows I'm hurt, but doesn't know like that I've flown back to like she doesn't know what's
You're
going
on your own on this one, man.
Yeah, and I don't trust the team at this point because they were like pushing me to play the whole time. So I feel like I got my agent and this guy. So he's like kind of being cocky about it, and he pulls out the kit, and I like get hooked up to the Wi-Fi on my iPad, like Googling like what is the surgery for this injury. Like I'm looking it up, trying to find something.
What am I
online.
going to have done?
Right, and going to compare it to whatever this guy's about to say to me that he's going to do to me. Like, you know what I mean? So
Oh
like,
my
and
God!
hoping it's not broken English.
yeah,
Like it's not getting broken in the
the translation,
yeah.
right? So when and the guy's being kind of cocky, and I see like there's like some Olympian like pictures with like thanks, in Russian, whatever. Like assume it's like thanks doc, like Olympian gold medalist sign. Like this guy has obviously worked on some important people, like athletes in Russia. Made me feel a little bit better. And then I was like to my agent, I'm like, is there any chance that the team would pay for this if I had it done in the United States or somewhere else? And he's like, well, how much would that cost? I was like, judging by my knee surgery, $40,000. I don't know, a lot. And he's like, ugh. I was like, how much would it cost
He
here?
starts laughing.
So the guy goes through his book and he's adding things up in rubles. And I'm like, all right, he's still going. It's going to be significant. And he's like, about 17,000 rubles. And I'm like, how much is that? Which at the time was like $600. So the answer is no. The team's not going to fucking pay for it to have it done somewhere else. So, and I'm like, and my agent's like, do you have $600 on you? And I'm
No
like,
way, man.
I'm like, what? I'm like,
Wait, I'm paying for this right now with cash?
well, I'm like, and he's like, well, he's like, you should get it done quickly, kind of. And I said, well, when could you fit me in? Thinking like, you got a schedule later this week. I'll come back. Well, I got time to like bail and come to my senses. And he's like, well, did you eat breakfast? He's like, when's the last time you ate? I'm like, I had a bagel on the plane. He's like, all right. So like, wait till noon, like today. So they take me to this like waiting room, and I'm thinking like, all right, I got a couple hours here to like, my wife lands.
Get out of this, basically.
Yeah, like my wife lands, and my parents will be like, what do you, and I never really talk to anybody. And I'm just like, and I'm in this room with like, there's like a little TV in the corner. I'm not like hooked up to any. It's just not like what you picture being
pre-surgery,
being in a hospital, like a pre-op room. And these girls come in all of a sudden, like 10 minutes later. Like I've been in there. Like I thought I had 2 hours. Like you said, we're gonna do it new. Like 10 minutes later, and they don't speak one word of English. These like, they look like 20-year-old Russian girls, like the nurses, and they start like yelling at me in Russian. They're like giggling. I'm a zoo animal to them. Like they've clearly never seen an American person. I'm in like a Russian military hospital that I'm not even supposed to be in apparently, and they're like giving me this like stand up, and by this time I understood a little bit of Russian. So they're like, so I'm like, you're gonna give me like a, what do they call it, like a Johnny,
robe
like
or
a
whatever.
John, yeah. And no, I'm thinking that, and the girls they wheel a stretcher in, like I'm clearly supposed to hop on this thing, and it's got like a wool blanket on it. It's not like, And and they're like going like this, like get undressed, like gesturing for me to get undressed. And I'm like, and they're both standing this far away, like closer than Biz is to me. I'm like, all right.
Naked.
Yeah, gear down. And I'm like still in my boxers, and they start laughing and start pointing at my boxers like come on, like the full show. The full show. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I'm fully naked under my own power now with a like shimmy onto the stretcher. Take me, like shimmy on the stretcher, and they're still giggling and talking to each other. And I'm like lying down like this, and they're wheeling me down the hallway. There's like flickering lights and like peeling paint off the ceiling. And I'm thinking like, if I get into this,
If I wake up,
well, you've had
miracle.
surgery with like in the U.S. you get like you don't remember getting to the operating room.
no,
You're in a wheelchair at one point. They're like, "What's your favorite drink?" Ha ha ha. They like
Make
give
you
you
count down
something
from
like
10.
calm you down. Yeah, like I have still only had like Tylenol being wheeled into the operating room. It's like they wheel me up to the operating table, and now the doctor's back in there with his mask on, like ready to go. And this is 15 minutes after I was in his office.
And they're all
speaking Russian. Nobody's speaking one word of English. And they're like under my own power again, telling me to shimmy from the stretcher onto the operating table. So I'm like naked in front of 10 people. So I like shimmy, completely naked, lie down on the metal operating table. And I'm like, and then they like strap you in because you like twitch and stuff. And I was like, oh, I might be in a predicament here.
This is recommended to you.
Yeah. And I was just kind of like in a goof. I don't know. And then I could hear him talk. And the Russian I understood. He was talking to the surgeon was talking to the anesthesiologist. Like, how much should I give him? I understood that. And the guy said like 45 minutes or whatever. That's what I understood. So the guy's like, they don't say count backwards from 0. I'm just like
waiting to fall asleep.
Yeah. Like, am I going to wake up here?
Oh my God.
And, so I wake up to the guy. I'm getting slapped in the face. Like next thing I know, and I look around. I'm still on the operating table. Like you wake up in recovery in the U.S. Like crackers as a nurse. You're like warm blankets. Still on the operating table, and I'm like now I'm high from the anesthesia. Like I'm like now I'm fluent in Russian. Like asking the guy, like how long was I out? Like I was like giving him a thumbs up. Like this is like good job, doc. I'm trying to like dab him up. Like thanks, doc. And I shimmy back. And she's like, so that he like hits the fucking stretcher is still there. So I shimmy back onto the stretcher, and then they wheel me back down the hall, like back into the recovery room. And I haven't, and they don't give you, there's no morphine drip. There's no like, so I had to stay there for 24 hours.
Oh, that must have hurt when that all wore off, man.
Well, so every time I was in pain, I had to yell down the hallway. Like I knew the Russian word for pain was like balit. So like I'd be like, I was just wasted on whatever they gave me now. So I'm like, I'd be like balit. And the same girl was like babysat me for 24 hours. She would come down the hall, and she just kept switching ass cheeks on which she put where she put the needle in. I'm totally naked. I never put any clothes on, and it's like I'm sweating, so I'm just completely on top of the covers, naked. And she just so I just got like 5 needle marks in each ass cheek, and 24 hours later they let me leave, and the doctor's like, you can probably fly in like a week, and my agent comes back and checks on me. And I can't put any weight on it so I'm like, I'm going home to my agent. I'm like, I'm fucking going home. So I look at, he's like, you can fly in a week. I was like, doc, if I was going to the airport right now, what would you tell me? Like, is there any advice for me? Because that's what's happening.
Yeah. I'm flying.
Yeah. Like I'm going directly from here to the airport and flying to Boston. And he's like, ooh. I was like, can you give me some harder drugs? Like to help with the pain? Yeah. And this again through the translator, he's like, no, not really. He's like, gives me like, IV pro, like strong Tylenol basically. And he's like, finally he speaks English at the end. He's like, I was like on the plane, what should I do? He's like, do you drink? I was like, yeah, I drink. He's like, you should drink.
Fucking brutal.
He's like, swing by the VTS rink. They have bottles of Hennessy lined up in the basement. Grab a couple of those.
Exactly. So,
oh my God, that is unreal.
Did surgery end up working though in the long run?
Yeah. So I came home and like did a follow up with like the Bruins guys at Mass General next door. And they were like impressed, completely what they would have done. So my agent was right, and it only cost me $600.
Even though you're on Russian brasses right now and still don't know it.
This guy right here paid $600 cash to have ankle surgery in Russia.
Yeah, plate and screws are still in there.
That's
good. Dude, thank you so much for coming on here. I mean, there's plenty more. We can have a round 2 the way we did with Stapleton because we have a million stories to ask you about him, but this has been long enough, so we appreciate it very much.
Thank you guys for having me.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that interview. And once again, thank you to Budweiser Canada for all their support of Spittin Chiclets and the ECHL Player Relief Fund. We greatly appreciate it. And as I've said before, head over to the social media of the ECHL and or Spittin Chiclets to find a GoFundMe where you can donate to help out a great cause, the ECHL Player Relief Fund.